Hello everybody, this is Allshouse Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Shadows over Loathing in what is to be the finale. In the previous episode, we confronted our rival General Bruise and, well, took care of him. And found our Uncle Murray, and now we're confronting the Shadow President herself. You rush into the foyer of the Black House. Murray leads you up a corridor and down a flight of stairs to a huge basement laboratory. The room is dominated by a massive, writhing tear in space, seemingly confined to an unobtainium frame. The President is typing furiously at a computer console nearby, but she turns around momentarily when you enter. She glares at you, practically hissing. I knew I shouldn't have trusted that idiot Bruise to deal with you. I noticed the shadow flow has dropped back to ambient levels. I assume that was your doing. Yeah, I busted your weird pillars, and now I'm busting you. Oh no, I'd be real upset if you weren't too late. Oh, nuts. Yeah, nuts to you. The portal is open, and after I make these last few calibrations, the Emperor of all Shadows will be summoned to this plane to kneel before me. I will rule this universe, not as the President of Shadows, but the Empress. Wow, that's a much bigger goal than I was expecting. Yeah, well, go big or go home, right? Anyway, don't try to stop me. Without my attention at this console, to keep the reaction steady, this thing could implode and turn the whole tri-state area into a smoking crater. Jeez, okay, well, mind if I have a look around? Sure, whatever, just don't pester me unless you want everyone who ever heard of you to die. Okay. Whoops. Alright, we got a bunch of means of, well, making some stuff. A lot of engineering and occult books, nothing really catches your eye. What's that you got there, Murray? What's that? An unobtainium bomb. I cobbled it together from parts I found lying around while you were distracting the President. Good job. Oh, no problem. Yeah, that was intentional, but what's your plan exactly? From what she said, it sounded pretty bad to mess with this stuff. She's trying to summon something, right? I figured by applying enough pressure at just the right time, we can reverse the flow and make it an out portal instead of an in portal. I get it. So it'll suck her out into space and no more problem. Well, not exactly, or rather, yes, but that's not the end of it. We also have to take care of whatever's waiting on the other side of the portal. Oh, you're saying I have to go through and fight it, aren't you? I don't know if it'll be a literal fight or what, but yeah, that's the long and short of it, kiddo. This is the end game, and there's no coming back from this. Are you ready? Well, actually, let me be more explicit. This is literally the end game. Once I set off this bomb and you go through that portal, you can't come back. The game ends one way or another, but nothing gets saved after you go, so you can reload back to here and keep playing afterwards. I don't really understand what you mean by that. That's okay, kiddo. It wasn't really you I was talking to. Okay? And yes, this is the point of no return, but like you said, it's gonna stop saving after this and you can just come back and, do it all again. Perhaps try for a different ending. Well, except for the bad ending, because at this point we can't get it. I'm ready. Let's do it. Okay, it was good seeing you again, kiddo. I think I got this bomb wired so I can toss it and set it off from here by overloading this other Who's It, which hopefully won't end up getting me killed, but whatever happens, you gotta jump through right away. I don't know how much time you'll have. Jeez, Uncle Murray, I didn't spend all this time looking for you just to lose you again. Might be I'm losing you, kiddo. Where you're going, there might not be any coming back. Oh. Yes. Thanks. That sure helps. Sorry. Gives you a hug and you return it. Ready? Yeah. No! Yeah! Here goes nothing. Hell yeah! Fire in the hole! Resolution. You, Hen Molly, and the President, and her machines, and a sizable chunk of the floor appear in the middle of a pale void lit by the just-arrived light of stars that burned out uncountable aeons ago. Ah, no, what did you do? Threw a little monkey wrench into your plans. Don't try to act cool about this. You don't have the slightest idea what kind of power you're messing with. Oh yeah, like what? Welcome, playthings. You look over to the right, where you see a hovering swarm of giant mouths and eyes. You get the feeling that this is your brain's best attempt to render what you're actually seeing in a way that won't simply annihilate your mind. In particular, that. Oh. Was this whole deal just a giant monkey's paw? Like, did I achieve ultimate power but also got cursed to be constantly surrounded by morons? Hey! Portal frame still looks intact. Maybe I can reopen it and fix this. Oh, you can get us back? I can get me back and then continue with my plan to summon the Emperor to our universe under controllable conditions as intended, yes. What if I don't want you to do that? Do I look like someone who gives a hot crap what you want? Go away. Die in the void. Sheesh, somebody's cranky. Interrupt her machinations? She grinds her teeth and ignores you. Any chance I could get you to give up on your plan to enslave humanity and the universe in general? Johnson, Christ, if I had brought a gun with me, you would be so dead right now. Look, can we talk about? No, we can't. But I will strangle you with my bare hands first. Never mind. We're not going to mess with the unobtainium frame yet. Hello. Be not afraid. Hi. Welcome to my realm. What are you? I am what the shadow is the shadow of. Nice job, if you can get it. It's a living. Try something desperate. Intimidate it. Listen, Buster, you'd better... Haha. Look, let's just discuss. Your words have no powers. You seem like a pretty hip cat. Ridiculous. Well, you tried. Yeah. Fight it. Ah ha ha! Fight me? Very well, I will give you one chance. All or nothing. Fight. As you draw your weapon, you hear someone behind you. Hi, hello. Gabby is here to give the fight. Thought you could use a little help, doll. It would be my pleasure to assist. You're not sure how they made it in here, but you'll take all the help you can get. It's time. Yep. All the companions you've earned over the game will join you for this. Alright. Immune to bleeding, poison, and on fire. Well, that's useless. I guess I'm going to use him as a healer. Let's see, what's this? Inspiring glissando. Let's see, hobo song. This one will be the oboe hobo's turn. Physical damage, hot damage. Let's see, he's planning on targeting me. He's planning on targeting the President of Shadows is being bathed in the shadow. Okay, well, she's not targeting anyone, so let's go after this one. And it didn't matter anyways. Okay, stretch, wind up. Let's see. This one's targeting me, and it will kill me if I don't kill it. So kill it. Alright, Gabby. President thrums with shadow energy. I should probably take her out while I've got the chance, but I need to use some healing. Okay, wind up again. Ah, shit, I'm already all wound up. Okay, fine, let's do some more stretching. Alright, she will not dive to the fire bleeding combo. Let's see. 3-5, still not enough, so let's hit her with a ball. So you take this one out. Okay. Heal. That'll kill me, so I better do some more healing. That won't kill me. Unfortunately, it is... Ugh. $36. 5 HP. Do I have anything that heals for more? 15 physical damage. 2 more combat items. No. 15. Wait, 15 physical damage. Let's do 98. I hit him with 2 of these beans. And now I just kill him. And that is the fight you get for this. Oh, and there's also an option you get for beating the game like this. But I'll get to that in a moment. Look at our room, filled with everything we could find in the game. Well, sometimes the best way to deal with a universe-destroying threat is just to hit it with something until it stops moving. Nice work! After the metaphorical smoke cleared, you found yourself stuck in the weird extra-dimensional space where the final showdown happened. You waited and waited and waited. Murray's bomb blasted him past the borders of reality. He drifted outside of the world for a span of time that might have been 5 minutes or 5,000 years. The only way to be sure is to not press the key for 5,000 years. Then you'll know it was that long. Or not. I don't think my computer would even last that long. A few weeks later, Jessica accidentally activated the fail-safe interdimensional homing teleporter Murray had left in one of his desk drawers. She was looking for a pen. You and Murray were wrenched through the ether and unceremoniously dumped on the floor of the antique store. After spending a reasonable amount of time patting one another on the back, you started searching for the next eldritch horror on Murray's big list of cosmic threats. The world is always under existential threat if you know where to look. Murray always knows where to look. Thanks to your mob connections, Murray has a lot more meat at his disposal than he's accustomed to. That should make the next old god easier to deal with. Talia's place did a brisk trade until the end of Prohibition, at which point it did an even brisker one. Obi decided to leave the hobos left behind and just play the oboe full-time. When they started televising underground bare-knuckle boxing, Gabby got really excited and joined a league. Her combat style was a mixture of different martial arts that came to be known as super weird fighting. Molly and Nancy went on to become the most notorious bank-robbing duo in history. They were last seen somewhere in Bolivia. After spending a few years catching up on the latest scientific developments, Professor Adams re-bronzed himself. Thanks to your tireless crime fighting, the streets of Ocean City have never been safer. King Johnny got the camp loaded into the ocean, with Samuel and Agamemnon doing most of the heavy lifting. With the wind at their backs, they set sail for distant shores. Thanks to Ovid and Croesus, the expedition was comfortable and well-funded. Sure, it got boring at times, but Howie entertained folks with his harmonica, and Dusty brought a deck of cards. Whenever anybody got scratched up or seasick, Doc was there to provide some medical attention. Nights were cold, but between Beatrice's wool and Calendula's moonshine, everybody kept pretty cozy. They ate creamed fish thanks to Walter and Creamy Steve. Cornelius and Beanie provided cornbread and beans. Mossman provided fine herbs and exotic spices. After a long and difficult journey, they arrived at the land they had promised to themselves. They founded a new nation, a nation of hobos, by hobos, for hobos, with liberty and justice for hobos. And it's actually kind of depressing if you've ever played Kingdom of Loathing, the old web game that was the first in the series. Though evidently not chronologically. Marvin went on to set the world record for a mailbox sitting. He held the record for nearly a week. He has recently become interested in flagpoles. The bishop's inspection went swimmingly, and the vicar of St. Polycarp's was soon promoted to vice pope. With that whole grisly murder business behind her, Miss Brewster went on to win the Boarding House of the Decade Award from the International Salesmen's League. Crystal Store was moderately successful, but she was confident that in about 40 years business would boom. 70 years from now, the historical village of Sandwich is still a popular tourist attraction. It's particularly popular among mixed-up hipsters who get it confused with Sandwich, Brooklyn. Josie Morton went on to discover a new extremely volatile isotope of hypercrystalline thalmorphic diorite. Diorite! With it, she eventually invented the devastating weapon that brought about the end of the Skeleton Wars. Her history mostly remembers her for what she did after the weapon's first successful field test. I am become Death's Death, destroyer of skeletons. To this day, they still refer to a beef, chicken, and bacon omelet as the Talia. Clem and Jarvis Schlitz evaded capture by adopting the aliases Jarvis James and Clem Bartles, respectively. After Prohibition ended, they had a long and illustrious career in getting people drunk industry. With your help, Rhonda Rasmussen became the first person in history to fly all the way around the swamp. Her fame lasted until nearly a month later when Charles Lindbergh was seen buying a new set of shoelaces. Roger Haim turned Haim Quarry into Ecologically Responsible Workers Collective, which did quite well. He spent most of his share of the profits on fast cars, sandwiches, and open-minded women. Occam's Gator became the majority shareholder in Largemouth Bass and Sons, and replaced the staff with graduates willing to work for exposure to fish. Paul Leathers used his new tongue to preach nonviolence and counseled many a troubled youth away from a life of big game hunting. To appease his brother John Leathers agreed to read a book on pacifism. In time, the wreck of the longer fellow was swallowed whole by the swamp. Though a boat may be long, naught is longer than nature's mouth. Kid with the glasses spent a week bragging after you proved his theory about big hands. Plant Kid will happily wear Mossman's mustache for the rest of his life. Chemist Kid is still reeling from the whiff of the smell of the wisp you brought her. Radio Kid proudly wears the feather you brought him from Barbara Yagara. Kid with the wrench still tells stories about the time you captured the Chupa Naranja. Fly Girl still grateful for the chest hair you brought her from Flemberg. Will Hunter moved to international waters to escape federal prosecution for marble fraud. Mulross Place remained uninhabited until the 1990s when it became a hotbed for swinging sexy singles. With no natural predators to thin their numbers, the Macmillan Kencuddy's sheep bred out of control. It went on to become the region's primary supplier of both mittens and mutton. Despite all your efforts, the Maze stayed pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, there's no happy ending here. Forever. Billy made sure of that. Workers at the Ford compound were able to get the factory machinery, actually I said it right the first time, I don't know why I corrected myself, back up and running. After months of research and hard work, they were finally able to make a car entirely out of beans. It smelled awful and nobody would buy it, so they ended up abandoning it on the streets of Ocean City. The old ham mill kept spinning until Hal D. Howell was snubbed for another Pulitzer 3 weeks later. Of course. Rufus emerged from his portal somewhere deep underground. He didn't know where he was, but he knew he was one step closer to his sister. That was all that mattered. Huh. I wonder if the next game in the series, if they're planning to do one, focuses on Rufus and his search for his sister, aka our character from, West of Loathing. The end. But that is only one of the endings that we can get. Why don't we try and get some more? I think I'm going to focus on getting the character endings first, or companion endings first. Thanks so much for playing our game. We know it took significant time and effort to get here, and we appreciate your attention and endeavors. You rock! If you've enjoyed Shadows over Loathing, you might also enjoy West of Loathing, available now on Steam or the Nintendo Switch, or our free browser-based game, The Kingdom of Loathing, on the internet at kingdomofloathing.com. Yes, yes. Alright. Now, granted, the companion endings only change, like, singular slides, so I'm just going to skip ahead to those. Now, if you completed the vignettes of your companions, then you will have access to these. Otherwise, you don't. Hey, Molly, I don't suppose you've got any ideas. Well, Kitty, usually my plan A is bullets, and plan B is more bullets. What's plan C? Never needed a plan C before. Never met anything that couldn't be shot with bullets before, but... She holds the necklace Nancy gave her. The single Tommy gun cartridge is engraved, Nancy plus Molly forever. You think this is one of those situations where the power of true love vanquishes evil? That kind of thing? Well, I wasn't going to say it like that. Shoot it. It sounds cliche, but love truly is the most powerful force of the universe. If it has a gun. Molly and Nancy went on to become the most notorious bank-robbing duo in history. They were last seen somewhere in Bolivia. And yet, no extra comments on that. Some of them do have extra comments. Hers does not. Oh hey, something I never got to do, or forgot to do, is Iola and Xenia are here chatting away. You know who we haven't seen in ages? Wasco. Geez, that guy. He was so good at distractions. Whatever happened to him? Joined the other side. What? Really? Didn't have much of a choice. Feds caught up with him and made him pick between spying for the Secret Service or prison. Last I heard, he's retired on a government pension, acts in the stage plays sometimes. Well, well, well. You appreciate hearing gossip even if you're not sure you know who they're talking about. Alright, let us grab... I think I'm gonna grab Gabby for this. See you back on the other side. Alright, Gabby, what you got? Gabby is practically vibrating with excitement. It is time! Gabby's secret plan is coming to fruiting! Say what? A secret plan of Gabby's. So much dancing, so much fighting, so much Gabby's. This is something to do with the times you wandered off before. Yes, Gabby will show you now. Haha, Gabby will summon the Gabbies to dance and fight away all of the bads. Are you ready for it? Go for it, Gabby. There's a lot of Gabbies. Gabby wasn't the best dancer in the universe, but she turned out to be the most important one. When they started televising underground bare-knuckle boxing, Gabby got really excited and joined a league. Combat style is super weird fighting. Weird, there's supposed to be differences when you do the whole, their various companions. I know there's one for Adam, so maybe I'll do him next. Okay, now for Adam's scene. My word, it absolutely reeks of Umberline in here. You know, I do smell something kind of, akin to the odor of burnt petrochemicals. Yeah, where's it coming from? Well, over there to the right would be my guess. Take a closer look. This technology is incomprehensible to you, no? Interrupt her machinations. Try to talk her out of this. Never mind. And then to the right, petrochemicals. Destroy it with the Umberline Annihilator. And you do have to complete his vignette of restoring his sense of smell to get this. Science really can fix anything. Let's see, there. If the world ever needs him again, he'll be there. Okay, so not all of them do it, but some of them do have extras added on if they were the ones to save the day. If the world ever needs him again, he'll be there. Alright, on to the next companion. Alrighty then, time for the last of our companions, Obi the Oboe Hobo. Obi, you got any ideas? Well, I learned a melody recently that might be applicable to this here situation. But I gotta warn you, doll, the fellow that taught it to me called it one of the forbidden songs of power. It might make things worse. Worse than this? Yeah, I admit that does seem unlikely. Blow that horn, Obi. Turns out the worst decision Obi ever made was the best thing that ever happened to the universe. Tally's place, yeah, did a brisk one. After saving the universe, Obi retired from hoboing and played the oboe full-time. Alright, well that's all the companion ones, at least the ones that we can get for this, playthrough, because there are other companions. Let us move on to these special endings. Okay then, now to take care of this, Impertanium Alloy Portal Frame. Take a closer look. The technology is incomprehensible to you. Now, if you didn't get any of this stuff, then it will basically tell you, yeah, there's probably some stuff you could do if you were a little more explorative or did things better. Oh well, that's for future playthroughs. The Echian Chrono Crystal begins to vibrate as it gets close to the machine. This must be where and when you're meant to use it. Insert the crystal. You did as the Echian captain asked and deployed their weird technology against their alien enemies. 900 years from now, the inhabitants of Gobulon Prime are going to be extremely upset with you. But only for a few minutes. Interesting. Alright, and now for the last of the endings. The one that we got from Dean Wormwood, which is the one I was originally intending to just be the only one, but then it's like, you know what? I could just do all of them, because I forgot that it didn't have a point of no return where you could never come back from. Anyways, read the ancient incantation. With your help, Dean Wormwood's work was finally completed. The shadow was ended. The world was saved. And with that, that's pretty much every ending for Shadows over Loathing, at least the ones that we can get. There is the one where you just give up or die fighting him, which I'm not going to show that, especially not at the end. There's the evil ending, which we cannot physically get because I've already closed up pretty much all of the Shadow Rifts, so it's not possible. So we can't even raise our Shadow Taint to get that one. And any of the companions we didn't get. 2 of which were from SIT, and 1 of which you only get by gaining Shadow Taint level 1 and finding them in the swamp. Which again, can't get. But yeah, much like West of Loathing, I loved this game. I loved the humor, even if some of the puns were horrible. I love how it is different in that regard from most games. And I like how it managed to make Eldritch Horror funny somehow. Not bad. Story was great. Definitely made some balance changes from West of Loathing. Snake oiler, broken as all hell. Other than that, not a whole lot else to say. Not like there's a whole lot to say on the art when it's stick figures and hand drawings, but hey, they made it look good. Apparently there's a way you can play through the entire game pacifist, and apparently Cheese Wizard is the best way to go about it. But honestly, I'm not going to do another series on this, especially not immediately after. Maybe in the future, but I've still got 2 other series that have heavy reading in them. I don't need to keep this or perpetuate this for a while yet. And I actually already have my next main series planned out. I just got to do the audio testing on that, and, well, this one might be more of a pain to do. But that's for another time. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications when I upload, and please leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys for our next series. Thanks for watching.